Today we have some breaking Ripple XRP news. The SEC has completely dropped all of the case. That includes the dismissal of the issues with the individuals Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson regarding their prior personal transactions. Personal involvement with their alleged sale of securities. Well, that means that there will be no trial in April of next year. So what does this mean next? Well, we will discuss that as well. But before that, just in, SEC drops the lawsuit against Ripple XRP executives. And here it is. Dear Judge Torres, the SEC respectively notifies the court of the dismissal of the SEC's pending claims against defendants Chris Larson and Brad Garlinghouse. Regarding institutional sales of XRP by each of them in the past. The SEC and Ripple intend to meet and confer on a potential briefing schedule with respect to this and what remedies are proper against Ripple for its Section 5 violations with its respect to institutional sales of XRP, which do not exist anymore. That is not a problem anymore as of now. And respectively request until November 9th to propose a schedule, or if the parties can't agree, to seek a court order on that. Here is the actual article that was in here as well. It's not any really
We're not supposed
in-depth information at this point. I think we'll probably find out more over the next 24 hours or so. All right, here from Brad himself, today was an even better day. Ripple 3, SEC 0. Chris and I were targeted by the SEC in a ruthless attempt to personally ruin us and the company. The SEC repeatedly kept its eye off of the ball while secretly meeting with people like SBF, which means that they failed again and again to protect U.S. consumers and businesses. How many millions of taxpayer money were actually just tossed in the trash? Feels good to finally be vindicated. And then we've got this tweet from Alderati, who is the legal counsel. The SEC made a mistake to pursue Brad and Chris personally, and now they have surrendered, and they have dismissed all charges against our executives. This is not a settlement. This is a surrender. That is very aggressive for a attorney to actually say it in that way. That was just about that tweet, actually, so I was out of order. Imagine that. So I guess for all of us now, I want to wish us all a huge congratulations. I mean, honestly, I think the XRP community thinks a little bit too highly of themselves overall. We haven't actually done much other than hold a lot of XRP. I don't think that I have performed any amazing actions, but it is a huge milestone in our crypto adventure. So this is interesting because now we are at the point of where does Ripple and XRP go next? Now that they are free and clear and XRP has been determined to not be a security in any way, shape, or form. What happens next? Well, the next most obvious thing is an IPO. I know that some people were hypothesizing that an IPO could come before some kind of a court action or a settlement, but I just personally didn't really see that happening, just from a investor confidence perspective. So here is the actual article itself. They have had a CFO resign recently, and they have found another one, which I should probably find that on X here before I quit. I'll just have to run through a couple of things. But they are trying to find a shareholder communications senior manager. Well, what does a shareholder communications senior manager do? They're the ones who are communicating with the investors if they're trying to go public. So that is very interesting. I think it's obvious at this point. And I think once it does IPO and you get confidence in the adoption of XRP and the Ripple technology offerings overall, I think that XRP is set to outperform pretty much everything else at this point. So on the actual CFO, if I can find this within the next few seconds while I have to just ramble on, then I will do it. But it was essentially, yeah, okay, here we go. So James Wallace is ex-IBM for over 17 years, where he was VP of blockchain from 2015 to 18 and VP for global payments from 2008 through 2017. We are talking about CBDCs here. Ripple CBDC lead James Wallace. I actually thought that was for the CFO position. I thought I had something that actually called it out, but even if it was not, which, oh hell, I'm just gonna open up a Google thing and just do this live. That's exciting. Let's see. Yeah, so I think that they actually did just actually hire him, because if you go back to that post I read, then we can see that, well, yeah, okay, hidden everything. So I don't know, but the important part here is that XRP is free and clear of everything. It is ready to go on an IPO, and we have increased in price from about 48.5 cents up to just under 52. We, interestingly enough, didn't get the huge increase in price that we did on the initial announcement that XRP itself was not a security. So I'm wondering if market makers and the very large traders might have known about this in advance and put actions in place to keep the price of XRP pretty low. So we will see what XRP does over the next weeks and months. Actually, let's check out the 1 hour. Yeah, so there's not really anything all that interesting there. We have really powerful RSI. MACD is high. It's beginning to turn back down some. So I don't know. But for all of our assets like XRP, XLM, HBAR, Quant, Casper, Algo, we won't see massive price increases until we either have a traditional bull run, or we have a bull run that comes from the approval of Bitcoin ETFs, or when we have a mass adoption of utility cryptos run as well. So that's about it. And we'll see how everything goes now.